In the previous video, I showcased how much volume I could get on day one that lasts throughout the entire week. In this video, I share a different combination that was styled 2 weeks apart. With your hair really elongated, well-defined, superbly defined with this combination. Hey everyone, this is Abena. I'd like to thank you for tuning in to my YouTube channel, Embrace Natural Beauty, where it has been my goal to share with you simple tips and techniques that have been helpful to me in my very own natural hair journey that has been literally 12 years now. And those tips have helped me to maintain my hair, to keep it in good condition, and to retain length, which for the first 10 years of my natural hair journey, that was my goal. And I want all of you who watch and who follow me to better maintain your hair, to keep it in good condition, and to retain length, if that happens to be your goal, so that you enjoy your hair and embrace natural beauty of your own. So today, in today's video, what I'll be sharing with you is a product combination that was requested because I am doing a series of various product applications you can use the ENBBA Natural Styling Gel with. And so with this set, I actually styled my hair using ENBBA Natural Styling Gel as the base gel. And then I applied the Jello Shot by Ecoslay as a topper. Yes, and I got very flat hair that, you know, it's gonna stay. It's gonna stay laid in shade. So if you're looking to get more elongation, you know, out of your set, this is definitely a combination that I would recommend. For those who perhaps do not want a lot of volume with their wash and go, this is the type of product combination that would work well for that type of outcome. So stay tuned for this demonstration, and I'll show you how I went about applying it so that I can get the outcome that I achieved, and it can stay even flatter if I didn't even break the cast. How about that? So after I did the steam, to continue to get more of my hair out of that cast, I did this. That's what I did. I pulled down, I pulled around. And that is how I was finally able to break the cast. And I really prefer to keep my hair in the cast so that it can naturally, you know, expand on its own. I like it to do it naturally because it's much smoother. I feel like when I break the cast like I did, I get more frizz because it's coming out, it's being forced. I just do notice the difference, you know, the way my hair, you know, looks, the way the curls, the definition looks when the cast is broken with stretching or anything like that, which is why I always keep my hair, you know, I don't break the cast. But for someone who is looking for their hair to remain elongated, for their hair to remain flat, you wouldn't want to break the cast, because if you break the cast, then you're going to allow for more expansion and more volume to set in. So it's your choice. You know that you can go quite the distance with your hair really elongated, well-defined, superbly defined with this combination. And if you choose to, you want to break the cast later on, whatever you choose to do, at least you know what these products can do when combined and applied, and, you know, using certain techniques the way that I share you, you can get this type of outcome. So I hope this helps somebody. This is day 7 of the previous wash and go that was actually styled with the ENBBA Natural Styling Gel by itself. And I'm rinsing it out now. Feels really wonderful getting it saturated. As you can see, it easily hydrates again. And then when I put the shampoo on, I'm just going to show you a little bit of this because this is the beginning of every process. I do cleanse my hair twice, and then I follow with conditioning and detangling. So by this point, I've already detangled my hair, and I've rinsed out the conditioner on that side. I'm going to apply the ENBBA Natural Styling Gel as my base to this whole side. Starting that is one full pump. One pump, and I'm going to emulsify it. Starting at the bottom and working my way up. As you can see, I don't use that much, so that's just one pump. Now here's my second. It's not really, it really didn't pump out that much. So let me go in again. So this may be slightly over a pump, right? Because a little bit came out. Slightly over a pump. Now this one I'm showing you in real time. This is how I'm emulsifying it. Sometimes it's good to speed it up, but sometimes you need to see in real time what this looks like. And here's how it looks like emulsified. And going to the top and smoothing it down. Now, what's different about using the ENBBA Natural Styling Gel as a base in comparison to, let's say, Curly Magic, is you're not going to be adding water to lay your hair down. If you're trying to lay your hair down, then this is not the product that you want to use as a base. But I used it as a base with the combination I'm going to be using because I know it's a stiffer gel. So this is going to help me get the slip that I need. But if you're looking for a gel that lays the hair down, especially capturing it with water, that's not the way you use the ENBBA Natural Styling Gel. You see my hair was already laying down before I put the gel on. So now this is my third pump. I'm speeding this one up. You already know what that looks like. And applying a hefty amount. So my low porosity section does need a little bit more love. So I made sure to put a good hefty amount on the low porosity section. And I'm not really trying to rake through, but by putting my fingers in, that's just to help get more distribution, get more spread of the product. And now that the product is fully over that section, I just twist it up. This is the way that I organize my hair in preparation for styling, but I also keep it out of the way for later. So I'm explaining here that I'm only using like a half, not even a full pump, just a half, because this portion of my hair doesn't need that much. So if you've counted, I've now done 1, 2, 3 and a half, 3 and a half. So let's say total 4 pumps. In comparison to when I normally do Curly Magic as my base, I would use 8 pumps of Curly Magic. And not only was it 8 pumps of Curly Magic from a large bottle, so they pump out in higher doses. So now that I've rinsed out the conditioner on the right side, I'm going to zoom through this one. Again, 1 pump starting on the bottom, working my way up. Again, I'm allowing this to play in real time so you can see how the hair is affected by the product in real time. I'm not trying to work it through, just trying to help it distribute through the hair. And now 1 more pump. And so as I said, you're not using the ENBBA Natural Styling Gel to lay down the hair. My hair is already pretty much laying down. But let's just see how it looks after I finish running this through, because that side was puffed up. And the front right and the front left sides of my hair don't like to stay defined. But let's see how it's smoothed down after applying the product. So you can see there's product on it. Okay, I touched that part and I said, just a little bit, just a small portion. It's not even the whole half. I wouldn't even call this a real half. And I'm putting on that section because that is low porosity hair that kind of bushes out. So I'm trying to give it a little bit more control. Now, it's not necessarily that I'm trying to flatten it. I'm just trying to smooth it and control it a little bit. Now I'm going to focus on the low porosity section. This is a full pump. That's what a full pump looks like. And emulsifying it again. Working this into the low porosity section. Again, I'm letting you see this in real time because this is your first time seeing the ENBBA Natural Styling Gel being used as a base. It's pretty much what it looked like when I did it by itself, but you're going to see me apply product on top of it. So your first opportunity seeing the ENBBA Natural Styling Gel as the only product on the hair, and just wanted you to see how the hair, gradually changes with the product. And now twisting to organize my hair. I didn't realize at the time that I was doing this in the shower that my parts were really, really bad. And I don't like working with jagged parts. 1 hour later that my hair's been up in the twist, I can take it down. You can see this is what it looks like for a full hour of ENBBA in the twist. And this is where it falls. And now as I unravel it, you can see what that looks like. And this is Jello Shot. The package is very flat right now because I've used a lot of it in the salon on my clients, but I can still get a good amount out. With that section of product, you can see it's very thick. But if you hold it up in your hand, it can slide down. So I emulsify it, and I actually apply it to my entire section at one time. But because it is a very thick gel, and because it can stiffen your hair so very much and hard to work through, you may want to work in smaller sections if you're using it for the very first time until you get accustomed to the way the product spreads. I had a tough time working with the product, even though I applied it on top of the ENBBA Natural Styling Gel, which has a lot of slip. This really stiffened my hair, so when I put the shampoo brush through, it was a lot of work. So I did most of the smoothing with my hands first, then I came through again with the shampoo brush. And so now after smoothing it down with the shampoo brush, side by side, you can see how much more elongated it is with the two products together. The parting that I use is the same parting that I use for every other combination, but the way the curls form, they're much skinnier. I typically will do about 4 curls in this section. But I had to piece it out because otherwise they would just be really flat and wouldn't have much curl to them. Here, as you can see, I'm just really trying to make sure these curls are clumped together. They're already smoothed down. I just want to clump them together, get at least 3 big curls, but it wound up being 4 curls. And this is always a smaller section. Now you can see my parting was really not good. It wasn't clean. I did not like that. But closer to the middle is where my hair is more low porosity. So I usually do a smaller section of hair for that row when I do the raking. And then here I'm showing you before I take the twist out how much more elongated it is after it has been styled in the wash and go. And now I was amazed as I looked at the recording to see how much less I used of the Jello Shot for the bottom right section in comparison to the bottom left. But it wasn't an exact measurement and I didn't notice it until, of course, I'm watching the recording. My hair is already smoothed down, so this is all about finding the right clumping and laying it down so that I get the curling that I need. And that seems pretty hefty, and that is appropriate for my low porosity hair because I know I need to lay it down. I focus mostly on smoothing again to get it over the entire section before picking up the shampoo brush and working it completely through. Normally, I would use the shampoo brush at this point, but not with this hair gel. It's too tight. I don't feel like putting that shampoo brush through my hair again. I like being able to apply all of my product at one time, but in this instance, I believe it would be better to go smaller increments if using the Jello Shot because of how tight it is. Now on the very next section, the right side of my low porosity section, I used way less. And I think it had more so to do with the amount of hair that I was actually applying it to. You see how much smaller this selection is? Watch when I pick it up. It's not as big as it normally is. I think a portion of it got caught in the front when I parted it. I didn't do a good job parting this hair this day. So you can see how flat it is. I've already smoothed it down with my fingers. You see it's nice and flattened, enough for me to feel comfortable using that shampoo brush. And then here's my partings I did. This was the first one. I think I did like 4 partings. So that's number 2 and number 3. And then the final parting. Yeah, those parts were horrible. Now back to a larger portion of Jello Shot for this front right section. It is a larger portion of hair for sure. Now this I broke up. I didn't put the shampoo brush into my hair until after I smoothed it through, but I'm only working with a small selection of hair with the shampoo brush and then raking it through. So I did that back and forth. I would go ahead and do the shampoo brush before picking up the hair or working through it sometimes. Looks like in this case I just went ahead and did the raking without using the shampoo brush. So what I like to do in the front is I like to split it, right? So it's 2 separate curls, but then when I get to the bottom, I bring them together. But I want the opening to be there because I know if I try to make it one big curl, it's going to open anyway. So this way I give it more definition. That's my technique. The front of my hair does not like to stay defined, so that little trick that I do is to help to keep that portion closed as best as possible. And so now for the final selection, I'm using pretty much the same amount that I did on the right front side. So they are both large sections and makes sense to use that much. But again, I would caution you to work with so much at one time and applying it to your hair because it is so tight, and I did struggle with this on my hair. So if you can, just do yourself a favor and work in smaller sections, but noting the amount of product I use for the amount of hair, for the length I have, for the density. Perhaps you can make those adjustments for how much you want to use on your hair. And again, I did go through first by smoothing it with my hands, and then in smaller sections, I worked with the shampoo brush. I do wear a hairnet under the dryer, and so from going from wet to dry, you can see it looks really disheveled. I fluff it out, and I'm going to explain a little bit more about how it feels to me on camera. So I was under the dryer for less than 30 minutes. I expected to be under there for a full 45 minutes so that the bottom of my hair could dry, but I had to come out to blow my nose. And I felt my hair and I was like, why is it dry already? So there is definitely crunch. It's very crunchy back here. This is very crunchy. Okay, this is a little, it's like it feels like a little bit of wetness here. Let me see about this one. This one feels like a little bit of wetness, but you know what? I'm not gonna go back under the dryer, and I'm not gonna use the blow dryer. It's dry enough, the curls are set, they'll finish drying. It's fine. As I mentioned previously, this style was a little too flat for me, so I did some steaming and I did some breaking of the cast. And if you want to see some of that, I'll show that to you in a separate video. You can click here to get that video. So today is a full week. It's day 8. I'm getting ready to wash my hair. This combination, as I anticipated, held up very well. As you saw earlier in the week on day 2, I did let it get some steam. And I also did some pulling, pulling on my hair to break the cast. I don't need to pull on it now. The cast is already broken. It's doing what it's going to do. No more expansion. I didn't get any more expansion throughout the week. Now, really wasn't expecting much. difference, but it worked out very well. So again, like I would say, if you are looking for your hair to remain super defined and even elongated, right? This is a combination that you may want to consider, and especially using the ENBBA Naturals Styling Gel as a base and then the Ecoslay Jello Shot on top, because it would be much easier for your application process. So I hope you enjoyed the demonstration, and I hope you enjoy the demonstration and that this is helpful to you. Well, there will be other combinations that I look forward to sharing with you. In the meantime, I encourage you to follow me on Embrace Natural Beauty with an underscore on Instagram, as well as my ENBBA Naturals Instagram page. And I invite you to follow the brand ambassadors, who will also be listed in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching.